Have you ever wondered what it's really like to be a contestant in a MrBeast video, let alone the largest reality show of all time, Beast Games? Well, today, I'm taking you behind the scenes of my insane journey throughout Beast Games, sharing all my experiences, preparation, strategy, the highs, the lows, basically everything I did in order to try and win that $5 million, $10 million. So without further ado, let's take it all the way back before I even found out I made it on the Beast Games. Okay, so before I even applied to be in Beast Games, I had always wanted to be in a MrBeast video, but the problem was, I had no idea how to. So I scoured the internet looking for how past contestants have been on videos until I found two podcasts that changed my life forever.
What's the name of the show?
Beast Games, the largest game show in history. We're just going all out. Most contestants any game show's ever had, with the largest cash prize in history. 5 times more expensive than my most expensive YouTube video. I can do whatever I want. That show's huge, man. Make the most huge streaming show in history. Money is not a constraint. It's actually crazy. This is like a normal episode on that show. Way more money than I normally have. The sets are just gonna be things you've never seen before. Buying private islands, we're building a city, we're doing things that like don't make sense.
So after watching these two podcast episodes, as you can imagine, my determination to be in a MrBeast video skyrocketed. I mean, you're telling me this guy's building his own city, renting private islands, creating never before seen sets, and putting together the largest game show in history with 1,000 contestants? I mean, after hearing that, I knew I had to make it onto this Amazon show. Not only was this my best shot at being in a MrBeast video because it was the most contestants ever out of 1,000, but also a chance to be part of history by competing in the biggest reality show of all time. But there was still one big problem. I still had no idea how to even apply for Beast Games until MrBeast said this in John's podcast.
For the Amazon show, which since this is going up in the short term, when this first goes up, you can, just throw it in the description. If you want to be in our Amazon show, just apply. We're going to need you for a long time, especially if you go the distance. We're going to need like 2 months. Yeah. So, but yeah, if you want to compete in our show for $5 million and, hang out with us for a couple months.
So after hearing that, I didn't waste any time. I immediately hit the link in John's description and signed up for the show. I filled out all the details and even filmed my audition video that same day. It's even still public on my channel if you guys want to check it out. But anyways, by the time I finished filming, editing, and submitting everything, it was already 3 a.m. But I didn't care. I was determined to apply as soon as possible and give myself the best possible odds of making it onto the show. So now it was just a waiting game for that first call. I was so on edge that I picked up every spam call hoping that it'd be MrBeast's team on the other end. And then after almost a week of waiting, I got that glorious call.
I pick up the phone and then the next thing I hear is, "Hi, I'm so-and-so with MrBeast." My heart literally drops. Like, what? I had no expectations of this.
So after getting that call, I was beyond excited, but I quickly found out I was still not guaranteed to make the show. So to make a long story short, I continued to fill out a bunch of information until I finally made it to the last step where I was waiting for that congratulations email. So for weeks, I waited and waited, hoping that I'd get that email. And at one point, I began to lose hope. But then on July 4th of all days, I got the greatest notification on my phone that I've ever received.
But then on the 4th of July of all days, and this has been about 2 or 3 weeks since I completed the last step, and I've heard nothing from nobody. Sitting there, relaxing after enjoying my food, email notification pops up. "You've made it. Welcome to Beast Games." And I'm like, no way, this can't be real. Let me read the rest. "Dear Grace and Lewis, congratulations. You officially made it to compete in MrBeast's largest game ever. You are now one step closer to turning your dreams into reality. Please reply all to secure your spot with #ready to compete. This is your moment to shine and make history. We wish you much success on the show. Once you accept this invitation, production will be in touch to guide you through the next steps. We ask that you keep this news confidential and don't share this on any social media platforms. Congratulations once again." That's where I'm at right now. I've officially made it.
So after finally making the show, I was beyond excited, but reality quickly set in. I knew that if I wanted to stand a chance at winning, I needed to prepare. Being in a MrBeast video is cool and all, but I was just not going for the experience. I was going to win.
Coming in, I know my odds of winning are slim. There's 1,000 of us. We're at a MrBeast video, the biggest game show ever, competing for $5 million. But what I think is gonna separate me from other people is just my pure desire to win. I'm just immensely tougher than other people, and I just want it way more than they do. I'm a straight competitor. I don't like losing, and at the end of the day, I didn't come all the way from Georgia just to lose.
So literally, for days, I binge watched all of his videos trying to prepare for challenges, taking notes on everything. And I knew the competition would be in Vegas, and with so many contestants, I knew there were only so many things MrBeast could do with that many people. So that caused me to have this crazy idea. What if he made us go out into the desert for a survival challenge? I mean, it made perfect sense. We were in Vegas, and the desert could easily hold 1,000 people. So I then went straight into watching desert survival videos, taking notes, and even reading a book on how to survive anywhere. But I then thought to myself, out of all the games in MrBeast's history, which ones are the ones he's most likely to bring back? And literally after 2 seconds of thinking, it hit me. Red light, green light, and my worst nightmare of all, the cookie game. So after that terrifying realization, I went all out to prepare for those games. I would literally turn on his Squid Game video, put it in my pocket, and practice stopping and starting to MrBeast's red light, green light calls. I even bought the cookie game from Squid Game on Amazon, but I quickly found out I was terrible at it, and I just had to pray that he wouldn't bring it back. But little did I know, and as you guys know now, most of that preparation was for nothing, as the challenges in episode 0 in Las Vegas, along with the challenges for the rest of the show, were brand new, never before seen challenges in MrBeast's history. And my theory of it being in the desert was completely wrong, as it was in Allegiant Stadium. And funny enough, that was actually my second guess of where we'd host the games whenever I found out that it'd be in Vegas. But anyways, outside of just straight game preparation, I did a lot of physical and mental preparation as I continued to do my weightlifting and running routine. But honestly, the most important thing that I started doing was meditating. Meditation ended up being the most important thing that I could have ever done to prepare, and it came in super clutch during my times in the games. In challenges like the block building challenges and my intense Jenga game in the isolation chamber, staying calm and collected was key, and without meditating, I wouldn't have been surprised if I was eliminated in those games. But now, let's talk about the one thing I haven't told anyone that was going on with me before I flew out to Vegas, which was my hurt groin. I actually injured it playing soccer about a month before the game started, and it killed me every time I went to run. So in my head, I was honestly freaking out. If there were any physical challenges that involved running, I'd be in grave danger of elimination. So then, I did rehab exercises every day leading up to Beast games. And while it still did hurt me before I flew out, I just knew I had to push through it.
If it is still hurting, I gotta push through it, man, because I mean, $5 million is a life-changing amount of money. And I'm not gonna let no injuries stand in my way.
So now, let's take a look at what my mindset was like in those final days leading up to my flight to Vegas.
A little nervous if I'm being 100% honest, but I'm just trying to go in there, have fun, don't overthink it, have that winning mindset, know you can do it, and at the end of the day, God's got me, trust God, and do me.
I manifested me making the games. I manifested me winning the whole thing, and I'm gonna win this thing, okay? When this video comes out, I will have won Beast games, okay? When I win these games, come back to this video.
And then, before I knew it, the day had come. It was time to fly out to Vegas. So once I landed in the airport, I took a lift to the hotel, and once I got there, I was literally in awe of everything.
Crazy, bro. Holy crap. This is crazy. Look at MrBeast, bro. Holy crap. This is crazy.
Keep in mind, this was my first time in Vegas, and I've never been to a hotel with this many casinos, or even this nice in general. But after taking in this hotel, I finally made it into my room, and let me tell you, it did not disappoint.
We were finally in the hotel room. We were in a MrBeast video. We're gonna be in the biggest game show ever. This is crazy.
Big old TV. Big old TV. Got the bed. Yes, I've already been in it. Got another bed, which I'm the only person here, so yeah.
So as you saw, I was pumped to be there. Not only did I have this nice room all to myself, but also the view was insane.
You guys look at this view, man. This view of Vegas, man. Crazy. Life's crazy, man.
So after taking in that wild view, I then started thinking about my strategy for the games. I knew trying to prepare for challenges was one thing, but I also knew in a MrBeast video, one of the most important things is to make as many friends and alliances as possible.
I'm also a huge team player, so the next part of my strategy involves making as many friends as possible. You're not gonna win Beast games with nobody liking you.
so I'm gonna go out of my way to make as many friends and alliances as possible. So as you guys saw, I knew early that making as many friends and alliances was one of my top priorities for whenever I got into the games. But not just for strategy, but also because one of my main goals in general was to meet and connect with as many people as possible. And little did I know, I'd go on to do just that, as I met some of the most amazing people that I still call my friends to this day. But anyways, back to present time, as I then decided to check out my official Beast Games jersey that I'd be wearing during the competition. Ooh, got the official Beast Games, baby. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Looking fresh. This is the winning jersey right here, man. Yes, sir. So that's what the jersey for tomorrow, man. It's gonna be crazy. Man, let me tell you, seeing that jersey for the first time made everything feel so real. And it made me just even more excited for the games. But before calling it a night, I knew I had to get some dinner. And I figured there was only one meal that might give me some good luck for tomorrow's games. I'm at the chow down on this MrBeast burger. I got MrBeast burger because I mean, like, we're at a MrBeast challenge video. So why not get his Beast burger, man? Maybe it'll give me good luck. Taste test, 3, 2, 1. Honestly, it's pretty gas. So after eating that amazing dinner, I then decided to call it a night and get to bed early, as tomorrow was the big day. And now let's see what I was thinking on the morning of the competition. It's officially the morning of the games, man. Honestly, to tell you guys how I'm feeling, a little bit of nervousness, obviously, because I mean, this is for 5 million. And like the opportunity to compete in something like this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity, and it just doesn't come by very often. So I'm a little nervous, but also I'm very excited. I'm confident in my abilities. I prepared for this. I've lifted, I've ran, I've done so many things, man. Thankful for this opportunity, and for whatever happens, thank God for allowing me to be here, and I praise him. So after a morning filled with nerves and excitement, before I knew it, it was game time. Guys, it's officially time, man. I'm ready for this, man. I'm ready for this. I'm coming to win. Next video is gonna be about me saying how I advance. Wish me luck, man. I'm about to head down there, about to go to the games. I'm about to win this, man. So at this point, I officially went to compete. And while I won't get into the details, since most of you guys know what happened, I will say this. My groin was still killing me during my times in the games. And whenever Jimmy revealed the suitcase in the flag game where being fast was key, I'd be lying to you guys if I said my heart didn't drop. But somehow, just the sheer adrenaline of the moment made my pain go away, as I was able to run at full speed, pain-free, as I easily advanced in both games. And speaking of adrenaline, let me tell you, I've played sports my whole life and thought I've experienced it all whenever it comes to adrenaline highs, but nothing compares to that adrenaline high you get in a MrBeast challenge. And I just like to give all the credit to God for helping me pass, and then secondly, to all my friends and alliances that I met during the games, because without y'all, quite honestly, I probably would have been eliminated. So now that I advanced past the preliminary round, it was now time to fly home for a 3-week break before the real competition would start. And let me tell you, the excitement was unreal. And here's my reaction to realizing that I made it past the first round and was one step closer to winning that $5 million. We freaking made it, baby. Let's go. Freaking made it past round 1. Well, I wouldn't even call it round 1 because it wasn't even a show. It was a YouTube video. It was a qualifier. So again, I felt like I was on top of the world. I mean, I had technically just won a MrBeast video. And honestly, it just felt like I was living in a fever dream. And to make things even better, I still had one more free day to explore Vegas before I went home. Plus, I got to stay in another nice hotel. And I thought the last hotel was nice, but this one made it look like child's play. You guys look at this view, man. Life's crazy, man. Now, for the final day in Vegas, I met up with some of my friends from the games, and we went to this place called the Omega Mart, which had a lot of trippy illusions, neon lights, and just some cool displays in general. We also went to this restaurant where the servers are intensely rude to you. And after we left, we ended up paying in all ones, because I forgot to mention that MrBeast team gave us all ones in order to pay for food. So after that last amazing night in Vegas, I officially headed home the next morning to prepare for the next phase. And shortly after getting home, I found out that the next part of the competition would be in Toronto. And here's my reaction to finding out that I'd be going to what would be my first country outside the US.
Alright guys, so it's official. We are going to Toronto, Canada. That will be the next location of the Beast Games.
So after getting that news, I continued to work out and prepare before I had to leave again. And here's what I was thinking in those last days before I left for Toronto.
$5 million is a life-changing amount of money that can change my family's life, my friend's life, everybody's life, and I just want it really bad. I feel like I got a good shot of winning, but I know all of these other 999 people are coming here thinking the same, so I'm gonna be the one just to come in, be my genuine self, pay attention, and just again do whatever it takes to win. I'm gonna come in and play a genuine game, not backstab anybody, and just be myself. And that got me past phase 1, and I'm pretty sure it'll get me past phase 2. And I came here to win the money. I told my family that's what I'm gonna do. I told my friends that's what I'm gonna do. And I don't plan on letting it down. I didn't come all the way from Georgia just to lose. I'm coming home with that $5 million. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
So as you guys saw, I was more determined than ever to win Beast games. I mean, I had just beaten 1,000 people, and now all I had to do was just do it again, but now just on a much bigger stage. And at this point in my journey, I could truly see me winning that $5 million. And before I knew it, my 30-day break was up. And one thing I learned before I flew out was that instead of flying directly to Toronto, I'd first be flying to Buffalo, New York, where there I'd take a shuttle into Canada. So once again, it was go time. And this time, it was either all or nothing.
Made Buffalo. Don't know where I'm going, but we're gonna figure this out. This is crazy.
So after arriving in Buffalo, I made my way to registration to get checked in, and then finally, I made it to my room.
We officially made it to the hotel room in Buffalo. So the flight went good. We landed here in Buffalo a couple hours ago. They also gave us these wristbands. See, mine says 8 a.m. That means I leave tomorrow for Canada at 8 a.m. The bus will pick me up here at 8 a.m. to go across the border.
And now knowing that I'd be leaving on a shuttle for Canada the next morning, I wanted to make the most of my time by relaxing and getting mentally prepared for what was to come. So now, let's see what was on my mind during that final night in Buffalo.
I'm super nervous, but I was at church the other day. He said, cast all your anxieties to God. And I was like, that really is I needed that. He must know where I'm going because I really needed to hear that. And I'm super excited to be here. I'm going to win this thing, thinking positive, trusting God. I'm gonna get a good night's sleep for tomorrow. And I'll see you guys then.
So the next day, I packed up all my stuff and got on a shuttle to Toronto. And the bus ride was amazing. I got to see so much insane scenery, including Lake Ontario, as we crossed the Canadian border. So after that bus ride, I finally made it to the hotel where I'd be staying before the games. And once again, it was a super nice hotel. And the games didn't start for another 3 days, so I had a ton of downtime. So over those next few days, I played games with the boys, went swimming, and ate some amazing food. I mean, look at this stuff. Jimmy was spoiling us. But even with all this fun, I couldn't help but think of what was gonna happen once I got into the games.
I keep thinking of the games, man. It's hard to not stay anxious, and it's hard to stay in the moment and just focus on what's going on now. But I just keep thinking of what's gonna happen when I get in the games Monday, because I want to win so badly. I don't think you guys understand how big of an opportunity this is for me. Everybody here, me and some guys were talking. We were just it's crazy how for most of us, we're just gonna be able to tell people this was just a one-slapping opportunity that we just got to experience. And then for one person, it's gonna change their entire life. Their entire life is gonna be changed just because of competing in this.
So as you saw, I was super excited, but also really anxious for the games to start. But knowing I still had one free day, I went to bed, and little did I know, things were about to get crazy before the games even started.
Today was a crazy day. So they all call us down, right? They just call roll and make sure everybody was there. They all of a sudden said they got a surprise for us, right? They gather up my table, all 15 of us, and they take us outside. We walk in this room, Jimmy, Chandler, the whole crew, basically other than Carl, was there. And we just got to ask them questions and see them. And it was just such a surreal moment. There was not many of us also, so it was just kind of raw and uncut. We just got to talk to them. And it was just so surreal, man. Jimmy's so cool. Chandler is so cool. It was amazing.
So yes, you did hear that right. The day before the game started, me and a small group of people got to meet Jimmy and the rest of the crew. And it was just such an amazing and cool moment, as this was my very first time being around them without a bunch of people. And I was actually able to talk to them and actually have a conversation with them. And again, it was just super cool. But after that amazing opportunity, it was now the night before the games. So let's hear what I was thinking the night before the big day.
Tomorrow's the big day. Excited. I'm ready. A little nervous, but I think me and the boys are going to pull it through. I got a good squad. I'm believing in God, trusting God. I'm going to pray, bro. I think I got this.
So after that self-motivating speech, I went to bed, and before I knew it, it was the big day.
Well, guys, today's the day. It's the morning of the challenge. I feel like a mixture of both nervousness and excitement. Excitement is that word. Excitement. Today's gonna be crazy. I know that for sure. I'm not gonna be surprised when it's gonna be something crazy. I'm expecting it. At the end of the day, I'm gonna go out there, trust God, believe, stay positive, stay focused, and go out there and get the job done one game at a time. And we're guaranteed to come back here today to this hotel room and I'm gonna come back still in the games.
So after recording that last clip, that would officially be my last video before I head into the games. And like I mentioned in Vegas, I'm assuming most of you guys already know what happened to me and know my story. But for those who don't, I'll link my story time video to episode 1 in the top right, and then I'll link in the description my episodes 2 through 7 to hear what happened during my time in Beast Games. But anyways, one thing I will say for like the millionth time, this was truly one of the greatest experiences of my entire life. And I'm just so grateful for God for even allowing me to be a part of this. I mean, the memories and stories I have from Beast Games are the ones that I'll be telling for the rest of my life. But now, let's see my reaction to whenever I first got eliminated. And even though it still hurts to watch, I promise you guys at the beginning of the video, I'd show you guys the highs and the lows.
All right, guys. It happened. I've been eliminated from Beast Games, and I just got out, or I got out. Oh, I got so late. This shit was in the middle of the night, so it's like 7 o'clock right now. But anyways, I've been eliminated. At the end of the day, yeah, it sucks. The journey came to an end, and yeah, hey, dude, you make it this far after everything you've been through. It's kind of like the thought of elimination. It's kind of just like you never think of it, and I wasn't even thinking about it before, even in Vegas. We were so close. Like, I'm not gonna get into it now, but like one variable just didn't happen. We would still be in, and it's so hard to say, oh, we could have done this, I could have gone back, what could I have done, like what could I have done differently in the games, you know? And
Yeah, say what you want, I got emotional, whatever. But honestly, it caught me by surprise because I'm not a crier, and it takes a lot just to get me to cry. But just sitting there in the moment, realizing I had to leave all my friends and not be able to compete anymore just really got to me. And in the moment, I just had to let it all out. But anyways, it's been about 5 months since being eliminated. And while I would be lying to you guys if I said I didn't think about that night and that stupid speed bump almost every day, I will say I'm just extremely blessed to have made it as far as I did. I mean, yeah, it didn't end how I envisioned or imagined, which was me winning that $5 million. But at the end of the day, it was just not God's plan for me. And yeah, I could be sad about it all day, but looking back, it's just impossible not to feel grateful. I mean, let me think. I'm 20 years old and I got to sleep in Raider Stadium, go to Canada, fly in a helicopter, go to a freaking island, go in an isolation chamber, live in MrBeast City, make my cup hung shot in front of MrBeast, make it to the top 50 out of 2,000, and best of all, meet so many incredible people who I can now call my friends. I mean, there's just something about bringing together a group of people with a common goal and no electronics that just creates the biggest of bonds. And I can truly say that all the amazing people that I met made this experience what it was. And I'm just truly grateful and appreciative to each and every one of you. So now, to close things off, if I can say one thing to somebody watching, it'd be this: get out of your comfort zone and take risks, just like I did whenever I signed up for the show, because you never know what amazing things can happen with just one little step. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and check out this Beast Games video right here that even YouTube recommends. I promise you, you'll love it.